Thank you. An update now on the killing of a homeless man whose body was found in the woods of New Bedford. 43-year-old Matthew LaRiviere of Fairhaven has been convicted of voluntary manslaughter. The Bristol County District Attorney's Office says in the summer of 2019, he stabbed Robert Jones III to death at a homeless encampment near train tracks in the woods. Prosecutors say LaRiviere stabbed Jones after Jones accused him of stealing his backpack. LaRiviere has been sentenced to 12 to 15 years in state prison.
New from the Target 12 investigators, the state has filed a lawsuit against a landlord who owns nearly 200 residential rental units across Rhode Island.
The lawsuit alleges people were living in deplorable conditions and at least 5 children suffered from lead poisoning.
Target 12 investigator Sarah Grinelli is live at the State House where a rally was held with former and current tenants. Sarah?
Shannon, Kim, these tenants described the deplorable conditions. One woman said she didn't have heat for days in the winter, and another man spoke about how his 2 children suffered from lead poisoning. On the steps of the State House, former and current tenants of Pioneer Investments say they were proud that their voices were being heard by state leaders, with help from advocacy group Reclaim Rhode Island. The Rhode Island Health Department and Attorney General filed a lawsuit on Tuesday against the landlord and owner, Anurag Sareka.
It sends a clear message that no slumlord is above the law.
Former tenant Christian Velasquez says his 2 children suffered from lead poisoning in their home.
Your kids are sick or, they have lead poisoning. That's terrifying. You can never even think about considering that for your children.
According to the 40-page lawsuit, Pioneer owns more than 175 residential units in Rhode Island. At least 11 children were found with detectable levels of lead in their system. At least 5 were poisoned. The lawsuit also alleges that a tenant reported that rats could be heard running through the walls and ceilings at all hours of the day. Melissa Grucey took us inside her West Warwick home and showed us photos of rats, leaks, and mold.
They shouldn't be in fear of more stuff leaking on them through the bathroom, or them having mold in their bathroom, or the lead paint that chips throughout the whole house. Having rats.
Housing conditions and lead poisoning prevention have been top issues for Attorney General Peter Nerona. He says this lawsuit puts other landlords on notice that the state is keeping a close eye on housing conditions.
Again, what we're trying to do here is bring these units into compliance, but also send a strong deterrence message to other landlords that we will get to you.
And we reached out to the landlord and the attorney who said he didn't read the complaint yet. Coming up at 6, we go inside one of the apartments and speak again with the Attorney General about the laws he would like to see changed. Live in Providence, Sarah Grinelli, 12 News.
Thank you, Lauren. Mold, rats, and leaky ceilings. That's what one woman's home looks like, even after she says she complained to the landlord for years.
And now state officials are suing that landlord, accusing his company of neglecting many of his units. Target 12 investigator Sarah Grinelli talked to the tenant and got a first-hand look at the conditions of her home. Sarah?
We spoke with a woman who has 3 children and says she just wants them to have a safe place to live. She showed us leaky ceilings, mold in the bathroom, and holes where rats crawl through. Melissa Grucey takes Target 12 through her home in West Warwick. She says it's been nothing but a nightmare since she moved in 2017.
The other day, they were working upstairs on the 2nd floor, and if I wasn't home to know this, they broke a pipe valve went and I had water pouring through.
Then to her bedroom.
This is damage from the rats that we had crawling in and out of the walls. And they would come through the kitchen. There are still times like you still can hear them. I have not seen them for the last month or so.
And to the bathroom.
This is their patch job. They were supposed to get the mold out and it's not out yet. The toilet seat is still not fully in.
She says the building's landlord, Pioneer Properties LLC, and the company's owner, Anurag Sareka, have barely made improvements despite her complaints.
What this has done to me has caused mental hardship on me, because as much as I'm keeping a home over their heads, it's not as safe as it should be.
Grucey worked with advocacy group Reclaim Rhode Island to help draw attention to the issue. On Tuesday, the Rhode Island Health Department and the Attorney General, Peter Nerona, filed a lawsuit alleging the owner and company let its properties fall into despair and saying at least 5 children suffered from lead poisoning.
And so the last thing they need is lead exposure on top of all the other economic and other challenges they face.
He says that's why he's pushing for new housing laws, including one that would create a landlord registry.
Important, that registry that we're trying to get done, where every landlord has to register and file a certificate of compliance so that A, we know who the landlords are that aren't complying in advance or quickly, and also a tenant, when they go to rent, can go online.
We reached out to the owner and the attorney, who said he hadn't read the complaint yet. In Providence, Sarah Granelli, 12 News.